Hey everybody, Falcon Genie here. And what do I have to say again, everyone? Simple. What do I have to say, everyone? Well, I was watching a documentary on. I was watching a documentary called Antinatalism, and it's very surprising, everybody. So let's get on with it. Anyways, everyone, antinatalism, is it good or is it better for some people? That's what should be said because a lot of people never question themselves. Because a lot of people, everyone, never question themselves why they were born, where are they going, or where are they going. Antinatalism, it questions your existence about you being born. It questions your existence about you being born in a world that is hostile to anyone that questions an existence in general. I already know the answer because God already gave us a purpose, and it is to worship Him and worship Him alone. Antinatalism agrees that some people shouldn't be allowed to reproduce. That's what antinatalism says, everyone. Antinatalism says that some people shouldn't be allowed to reproduce. Antinatalism believes, yes, antinatalism believes that existing is the problem and that procreation is selfish and people who reproduce are not good people and no good people shouldn't be allowed and have no reason to reproduce, especially when it comes to poverty and poor people reproducing. Because you know why? Because I believe that poor people shouldn't be allowed to reproduce. That's what's the problem. But when it comes to poverty and poor people, these poor parents are setting their child up for failure when they reproduce, setting their child up for failure. And why? And not only that, but they pay the ultimate price because they pay the ultimate price. Yeah, they pay the ultimate price because of their parents' stupidity. It's better to count your blessings before some of those blessings are gone or get taken away, everyone. Trust me, everybody. It's better to count your blessings before those blessings are gone. Those blessings are gone, or worse, they get taken away from you. That's what people gotta understand. That's why everybody, the people gotta understand their blessings and count before them before it gets taken away from them. And I know I can't change anything. I know I can't change anything, but I know I can reduce my own suffering. I know there's a lot of suffering in the world, everyone, and I understand I can't stop it. But that doesn't mean I have to suffer because I can reduce my suffering by being self-aware. I know life sucks, and that's why I don't chase women, everyone. That's why you shouldn't chase women, because you know why you people who chase women? People who chase women, everyone, you know what they'll get? They get toxic women. Those people who chase women, what they get is nothing but toxic women. That's what they'll get, everyone. They'll get nothing but toxic women for those people who chase women. They're not going to get anywhere by chasing women, everyone. They're not going to get anywhere by chasing them. It's better to live a life spent well alone than to live a life of company and in misery. You don't need other people to make you happy, everyone. You don't need other people to make you happy, everybody. You don't. And that's what people need to understand. I'm just saying, everybody, you don't need other people to make you happy. That's why people got to learn to have common sense. Well, first of all, common sense isn't so common, everyone. I'm aware of that because common sense isn't so common. That's what I'm aware of. That's not what I'm aware of, because common sense isn't so common. Why do people lack that? Because they refuse to think. That's what I know, everyone. That's why because people refuse to think for themselves. And this whole birth rates that the government and corporations are butthurt about, this whole birth rate stuff that the government and corporations are butthurt about, and by the way, they are butthurt. Why? Because well, I'm going to get to that in a second, everyone. I mean, I clearly know people are butthurt. Let's just say the government, not just the government, but also corporations are also butthurt. They're butthurt that not a lot of people want to work for them. And we shouldn't even call this a crisis, everyone. We shouldn't call this a crisis. We shouldn't have to call this a crisis, everybody. Why? Because it's people waking up to the truth. It's basically people waking up to the truth about society, or should I say, society, and people that most people are that everyone will come to know that raising a family is very expensive. Raising a family is very expensive, everyone. They know that. And that's why people don't want to do that, because it's not for everyone. It's not for everyone, everyone. It's not for everybody. Because raising a family is very expensive and costs a lot of money. And the emotional stress that people, and not only that, but people don't want to deal with the emotional stress that comes with it. That's why people who aren't qualified to raise kids shouldn't be qualified to raise kids. That's what I say, everyone. That's what's got to happen. They shouldn't be raising kids. That's what should happen. People who aren't qualified to raise kids shouldn't raise kids. They shouldn't. But sadly, my warnings are going to end up falling on deaf ears. I know for a fact that my warning is definitely going to fall on deaf ears. Because a lot of people are too socially inept to understand that. And I'm glad, and let's just say I'm completely glad that the birth rate is declining. I know, what a shocker, yeah. I'm glad that the birth rates are declining. Why? And why? Well, as I said before, because I'm glad that the birth rates are declining, and we kind of deserve it. We kind of deserve it. Why the birth rates are declining, and we kind of deserve it, everyone. Because we were very negligent of our kids. We were very negligent of how we raise our kids, very negligent on how we conduct ourselves, and very negligent how we conduct with other people. And guess what? It's well deserved. Because people who are socially inept, they never get anywhere, everyone. People who are socially inept never get anywhere. And as a society, we deserve it. We can't even take care of ourselves and do basic things as a human being. I mean, that's the problem, everyone. We can't even take care of ourselves. We can't even wipe properly. We can't even wipe our own ass properly because a lot of people are either too lazy, or simply, yeah, I'm gonna have to assume it's probably because they're too lazy. That's the reason why, because I'm assuming it's because people are too lazy. Too lazy and well, not lazy, but not just lazy, but lazy and butthurt. Which is kind of funny, everyone. Lazy and butthurt. That's why, everybody. And for those delusional people out there thinking that you're gonna get away, that you think you're gonna get away in fornicating and not be punished, keep deluding yourself. I'm just saying, keep deluding yourself. Because you think you can fornicate with other people and not get in trouble for it, and bail on the next day and not get in trouble. Keep deluding yourself. Because one day, karma's gonna catch up with you. And keep deluding yourself, because it's going to get worse for you until it happens, everyone. Until something big is going to happen. I'm just saying, you so-called deluded fornicator, keep deluding yourself because it's going to get worse for you. It will get worse. Because what are you going to do when you're 6 feet under the grave? You're going to be 6 feet under the grave. 6 feet under the grave, being unable to answer basic questions of your existence. And if you fail the basic questions to understand your existence, what was your purpose in this life, and if you fail to basically to answer those, fail to basically answer those questions, let's just say you're going to be tormented in the grave. Forever tormented. Tormented in the grave. Punished and tormented in the grave. Wishing you can live your life again. But the reality is, your abode is the hellfire. Your abode is the hellfire. Your abode is the hellfire, everyone. Your abode, not everyone. For this person, their abode is the hellfire. Their abode is the hellfire. Where people who neglected themselves, who didn't care about God's commandment and only cared about themselves. Their abode is the hellfire. Not adhering, forever punished and tormented. Forever punished and tormented. Burning, coping, and seething in the hellfire, wishing they can come back to a better life. But guess what, everyone? When you're in the grave, it's over. If you didn't live a life the way that God wanted you to live, endless pain, endless torture, endless suffering in the grave, wishing that the day of judgment would not come, but it's coming. Because their refuge is the hellfire. That's why, everyone, you got to think, where did we come from and where are we going? That's what you got to ask yourself, everybody. Where did we come from? Where are we going? That's a question you got to ask yourself, everyone. Where did we come from and where are we going? And that's all I have to say, everyone. Anyways, if you like this video, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And as always, share the living crap out of this video, everyone. Please share it. Please share the living crap out of this video. And as always, fight this degenerate agenda.